Here in our high school football preview show, joined now by head coach of the Goddard Lions. It's Tommy Beason here, coming off of back-to-back great seasons for the Goddard Lions. Coach, kind of talk about what this offseason has been like for you guys.
It's been really fun this offseason. We have a really big returning senior class, and so putting a lot more onus on those guys to be in a leadership role. We graduated a fairly small class last year, followed by our biggest class in our program coming up. So those guys have really taken the leadership role and are really running with it. So I'm very proud of where they are today. I hope we can build that into a good start to the season. Our schedule is brutal, so we're going to have to come out of the box playing really well if we're going to have a chance.
I remember talking to you last year because we had you guys in week one when you guys played Mays, then Eisenhower the next week. It was the same conversation. We got a brutal schedule. You guys go 6-1, a tear to start the season, but kind of faltered at the end. Kind of what went into that hot start, and then at the end, what happened there?
What happened? We played really good teams.
Yeah.
We were fortunate to win some of the games that we did. We did it really with defense. Our opening game, we won 7-3 and didn't give up an offensive touchdown to win the game. That was a pretty great start defensively. Just like every team, we battled with some injuries here and there and had to move some guys around, and we didn't finish as clean as we wish we had. Salina Central's a really good team. We lost the game on the road there, which is a really tough place to play. And then honestly, we got outplayed in our last game in the playoffs against Valley Center, and they had a really good game plan to stop our offense that we were running at the time, and it actually forced our hand a bit to make some changes this offseason. So we're almost better today because we went through the adversity at the end of last season and kind of fell off, like you said, at the end. And we hope that some of the changes we've made will make us better.
And you kind of talked about some of the changes you made this offseason in the offense. I won't have you go too in-depth. I don't want to give away the secret recipe.
There's no secrets in football.
But it seems like you guys are trying to be a little bit more balanced offensively. And I'm sure having a quarterback and Brock Sullivan coming back definitely helps that. Kind of talk about the process into going into changing the offense.
We're very fortunate that defensively we've been so stalwart for so long, and the kids know it inside and out, and they're ready to play right now. We could go play a game tonight, and they would feel confident in the scheme. So what that allowed us to do was literally put all the chips on the table and start from absolute scratch. We changed every formation, every name, every play concept. We literally went from 0, now we're trying to get to 100. So it's been a challenge because our student athletes haven't been in anything but a 3-back offense for several years. And so even our seniors have not been in a spread concept. So for us to move into some of the new things that we're doing now, even though they may be old to me and old to some of the teams we had at Goddard, having that throwback and kind of revival of what we had done in the past has been a big change for them. They've accepted it, and they've worked really hard to learn, and they're really excited about it. We still have a lot of moving pieces that are not finalized. We got a lot of things to find. Imagine not having a receivers coach last year because we didn't have any receivers.
Yeah.
And now we have a bunch of them. So just little things like that have been a change of pace. But it's been really good for us. It's actually been really good for me personally. It's been a nice shot in the arm to make some changes and be excited about football again. So we're really looking forward to it.
How are the kids responding to it? I mean, how are they kind of going about the learning process in that?
We have awesome kids. I could tell them it doesn't matter what we're running. It doesn't matter what the scheme is. It doesn't matter. They care about each other. They care about representing the G. They care about being the best football players they can be and the best humans they can be. As far as their leadership and their citizenship and their teamwork, those are the things that really matter. It doesn't matter what your X's and O's are. If you can't build a foundation of doing things the right way, it doesn't matter what you run. They are excited about some of the changes, and they're looking forward to seeing how that looks out on Friday night. But we're going to struggle at times, and our first 3 games of the year are going to be a test, and then a test. And we're starting off with a tough opening stretch. So we very well may be a good 0-3 team come the second month of the season. So we're going to see what happens.
And for you guys, you also return a lot of talent up front. How much does that help in terms of changing the offense, having so much guys that you can rely on that offensive line?
So we do bring back 4 of our 5 starters from last year, and that's really great. We have a couple other seniors that are also nipping at the butt right there. They're so close to getting on the field as well. So the internal competition we've been able to create has been awesome. They hold each other accountable. It's kind of that iron sharpens iron mentality. And so because we've been able to do that through this summer off season, we really feel like we're trying still to find all the right parts to get all the pieces to flush. But once we get there, we feel like we'll be a competitive club.
And you guys are replacing one of my favorite players to watch last year, a true magnet on the defensive side in Preston Hagel. Kind of talk about what that's been like, replacing one of the state's best at the linebacker position.
Yeah, I think every coach will tell you the cliche, you don't really replace them, you just kind of start coaching them around them. Thankfully, we have 2 other returning starting linebackers that played right next to Preston that are going to be able to hopefully, if nothing else, in tandem, fill his shoes. And then we've got some new guys that will be on the field for us that have been program players for us for 4 years that are chomping at the bit to get their spot under the Friday Night Lights. So we feel like, yes, there's a giant hole between Preston and Jaden, who we also graduated at corner, who was fantastic. Those two players leaving definitely makes an impact, but good teams always replace good players. Mm-hmm. That's what all the good teams do, right? Yeah. So if the good teams are practicing doing that, it's just a nature of the beast. If you want to be a good team, you have to find a way to replace those guys.
And you don't have to replace much on the defensive side. There's still a lot of guys back, 6 of your top 8 tacklers back. Everybody knows Goddard has a great defense year in and year out. What kind of goes into that in terms of coaching from, the middle school to JV and then to the varsity side where they're obviously performing?
I think the commitment to it. Like I think that one of the things we try to do in our program is we really don't make defense an afterthought. Mm-hmm. We make prepping for the other team paramount every week. We do a lot of work in the summer to work on the offense and get things ready, but then once the season starts, we spend, as coaching staff and as players, we spend an exorbitant amount of time worrying about how we stop the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And we feel like our game plan that we've been able to use over the last few years has been really good to us. Will that work every week? No, we still get thrashed a few weeks of season. It happens every year. It happens to everybody, right? But we do feel like we have a big foundation to grow and build upon. And so if we can consistently do the things we know to do correct, how to tackle properly, our pursuit to the football, mm-hmm. those little foundational things that we base what we're doing on, we take every opponent and we take what they do and try to take away their very best 2 plays. If we can stop their best 2 plays, we figure they got to beat us with their third, we're going to take our best shot.
Yeah. And for you guys, where do you feel like you've made the biggest improvements from the final practice of last season to today here in the middle of July? Where do you feel like you have improved the most?
I will tell you that the thing we've done the best is not really what we coaches have done, but what the kids have done. Our students have really clinged on to the leadership role that they've been given. So this senior class is very, very strong. Most of them will be on the field most of the time. We won't play that many juniors and sophomores, maybe 2 or 3. Right now our team is very senior heavy, but they get along so well and they're such a tight group that it's really fun to coach them because you can see how much committed they are, not just to the coaching staff and the team, not just the coaching staff, but also to the team. Mm-hmm. And they really care about their teammates. And to me, the best teams we've had here at Goddard, we've played in a couple state championship games, those teams cared more about their teammates than they did themselves. And that's what this team is about.
Yeah, love to hear that. And you guys have about a month and a half until the first game of the season or the first jamboree. What are some of the coaching points that you're trying to get the guys to clean up a little bit heading into that first game of the year?
All right, well, the first thing we got to do is try to get healthy. We got a couple of dings here and there, and that happens in the summer. We have our first game is at the Nest in Mays, and we have never won a game there. Like, this is my 14th year at Goddard. We've never traveled to Mays and won a game at the varsity level. So we'll be doing something we've never done if we can pull that off. And they're a tremendous opponent, and we know we have our hands full. So our prep for the next 6 weeks is to be as healthy as we can be, mm-hmm. and be as prepared as we can be, making sure that our special teams and defense are on point, and then see if we can't go try to outscore those guys.
And kind of talk about what your message would be to Goddard fans, alumni, citizens, students. What would your message be about this year's Goddard team?
I think this year's team represents our community very well. We base what we're doing a very blue-collar mentality. We call ourselves blue-collar as a program. We feel like we have a very workman-like attitude, mm-hmm. and the players have owned that, and they really believe that if we may not be as talented, we're certainly not as big. We're not very big up front. We're just not. I wish we were, but we're not. But they've taken that as a point of pride, mm-hmm. that even though we might be undersized, how hard can we play? And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Awesome. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this year.
Yeah, thanks, James. Appreciate you.
Here in our high school football preview show, joined now by Goddard's Elliott Walk, outside linebacker for the team for the Goddard Lions, coming off the 6-3 season a year ago. Elliott, kind of talk about what the offseason's been like for you as a returning starter.
Yeah. So we're just a tight group. This class 26, our defense is super tight. And our offense is, coming up. We're kind of changing things around, but we've just been working super hard all offseason, trying to get that first playoff win.
Yeah, and for you guys last year, obviously not the finish you guys wanted, a 6-1 start, beating a eventual state champion during the season, but obviously didn't go the way you guys wanted at the end. What kind of went into those final couple weeks of the season where things didn't go your way?
We kind of got a little high coming off a really good season. We had some big wins, and just kind of struggled to keep that even keel. That's what we talked about a lot through the season, is staying even. Mm-hmm. I think we'll be able to capitalize on that this year.
And Goddard's obviously known for a vicious defense, and you were a big part of that last season. What kind of goes into that as a player? What is your kind of mindset out there on the defensive side of the ball?
We just kill. We're airtight. We know who we are. That's a big thing. Is coach knows who we are, and they believe in us fully. and yeah, we're just tight on and off the field. Yeah, know each other well.
Yeah, and you guys run a very exotic style of defense. As a linebacker, I'm sure that's a lot of fun, a lot of different pressures and stunts. Is it a lot of studying going on off the field for you, kind of trying to get accounted for in that defense?
Yes, sir. I'm a big film guy. I love picking things up during the week, and yeah, it definitely pays off.
And you played next to a really good linebacker last year in Preston Hagel. What was that like? Did that kind of help you out at all, being able to play next to one of the state's best?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I watched that kid make plays that I've never seen before, like pulling dudes down by the jersey. So yeah, but I think we got plenty of guys to replace him. I mean, it might take 2-3, but we got plenty. So yeah.
And what's kind of the offseason been like in terms of replacing him? What's the linebacker core looking like this year? Because it's a defense that returns quite a bit from last year.
Yes, sir. So yeah, our linebackers, we're constantly getting at work, gym, field, anywhere, film room. We're talking to coaches. So yeah, we're just growing as a group.
And what have you seen from yourself this offseason? What have you been working on to improve?
Definitely working on my speed. I had a fun track season running hurdles. So yeah, working on speed and hoping to utilize that. That's a big thing on our defensive speed.
And you kind of talked about the offense kind of switching it up this year. As a defensive player, what's it been like seeing that in action?
It's been awesome. I just love these guys. They're putting in the work, and it's really fun to see that pay off.
And I won't go into the details because I don't want you to spoil it for week one, but I'm sure it's been a little bit different as a linebacker going up against a team that runs the ball all the time in practice. You're not getting much looks in terms of throwing the ball out. Sure. Has that been helpful a little bit, being able to see the ball thrown around the yard a little bit more?
Yes, has definitely been helpful, filling out zones, filling out, just the different schemes we run.
And for you guys coming into this year, a league that loses a ton of talent across the board, and you guys return both offense and defense, a lot of returning players. Where do you guys feel like you stack up with some of the best in the league?
I mean, we're definitely up there. We're definitely up at the top, I believe. Yeah, we just got to stay even, though. We got to be who we are and got to capitalize.
What kind of improvements have you seen from the team? What have been the coaching points that Coach Beason and the staff have kind of been giving you guys in terms of what you guys need to get cleaned up before week one?
I'll get cleaned up, definitely our emotions. We let our emotions run high sometimes, but yeah, just staying focused and being who we are. Yeah, I'm like a broken record, but yeah, being who we are.
Yeah. And Coach Beason, talk about him a little bit. What's it like to play for him? Because he's a fun-loving guy, but he can be intense at times.
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, dude, just love him. Almost as like a father figure. Had him for 4 years, and you can just tell the weight he places on seniority is definitely it just helps these guys kind of grow up and mature into roles that they need to be playing.
And for you being now an upperclassman on this team, a returning starter, what kind of leadership role have you taken on this team?
Definitely kind of carrying on the legacy we've had all 4 years. I've had just leaders above me, and yeah, just being in that leadership role. I kind of don't know what to say here, to be honest. Okay, so leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, a vocal leader. Are you a leader by example? How do you kind of lead?
I'm more of a vocal leader, yeah, vocal, and then try to lead by example the best I can. Not cutting up early or giving up early, not stopping short. Yeah, just laying all I have out for these guys, and everybody else picks up the slack for sure.
And then heading into the 2025 season, what would you be telling Goddard fans, alumni, students? What would you be telling them about this year's team? What's this year's team's identity?
This year's teams, we're explosive. We're definitely explosive. Our defense is going to make plays, and our offense is going to score.
Elliott, thanks so much for your time, and appreciate you. Best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Joined now by quarterback of the Goddard Lions here for our high school football preview. It's Brock Sullivan heading into his junior season for the Lions. Brock, just kind of talk about what the offseason's been like going into year two as a starter. Has it been a little bit easier for you as a quarterback to kind of respond to some adversity?
Yeah, I think going to camps and getting just practice every time that you just get mental reps. I think it's really helped me a lot going into my junior season.
And you guys I'm currently interviewing you in a locker room at your contact camp right now where it's a big jamboree, lots of schools here. As a quarterback, that's got to be really nice to see a lot of different looks from different defenses and also see the bullets kind of be real as a quarterback. What's that kind of like? Is it good to get that experience in against some different schools here in these kind of jamboree environments?
Oh, for sure. All like the lower 3A, 4A schools, they're very physical. And even the 6A, 5A schools, they have really good plans, and it's just really nice to see the different physicality throughout every team.
And what did you kind of learn last year in your first year as a quarterback? You're a big guy, and it's not usual. You don't usually see that from a quarterback, a big guy like you under center. What did you kind of learn last season in your first year as the quarterback for the Goddard Lions?
I think just trusting my teammates and trusting that they'll make plays and trusting seniors.
Yeah, and you guys last year did not have the finish that you wanted to. Great start, 6-1, defeated Andover Central, a team that would go on to win the state championship, but fell short, missed a playoff win. What is kind of the message going into the offseason? Are you guys letting that bad taste in your mouth kind of sit there and motivate you?
Oh, for sure. We want to get back out there. We want to win. We want to go far.
And talking to Elliott a little bit, he said that you guys are trying to change up the offense a little bit. I won't have you go too deep into the weeds there, but kind of talk about what it's like as a quarterback to try and relearn a little bit more as a quarterback after last year, a team that refused to throw the ball, to now a team that's kind of embracing it a little bit.
Yeah, it's been nice. I think just going to camps, getting practice reps, getting training with my quarterback coaches, it's been helping a lot. Yeah.
And for you, kind of talking to your coaches, when did you get told about this change, and what was kind of the conversation like when they said, we're going to be a little bit more balanced this year?
I think it started like even before the summer during school. I mean, I've heard some talks about it. My dad's been calling coaches around here, and it's been nice to know that they trust in us and so we can go out and play.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of really talented skill guys coming back. How has it been kind of distributing them the ball evenly? Guys like Eric Olivas and guys like that. How's it been to be a quarterback getting them the ball out in space?
It's nice to know that you have those players out there and you can trust them. It's been just really nice.
What's kind of your focus been this offseason, whether it's here with Goddard or at your quarterback camps? What's kind of been your focus on improvement this offseason?
I think defenses, reading defenses, because, last year we didn't have that much because we weren't throwing that much. So I think this year it's just focused on what type of defenses are in.
And going up against your guys' defense, one that is not fun to play against when the other teams are playing against it. As a quarterback in practice, going up against those guys, how do you feel like iron sharpens iron with those guys?
Oh, it definitely does. I think it's really nice, especially all the leaders out there and just all those athletes out there on the defense. It's nice to, get practice reps against them.
And you were last year a sophomore heading into your first year as the quarterback. Probably not as much of a leader as you are now as a junior heading into year two. How do you feel like you've embraced that leadership role, guys looking up to you on the team?
I think I'm very vocal inside the huddle, and even outside the huddle, I'm just, what's it called? Not vocal, like just...
Expressive.
Yeah, expressive. Exactly, yeah.
So, and you guys have a lot of returning talent on the offensive line as well. Kind of talk about what that's like as a quarterback, having some faith that you're going to get some good blocking up front.
It's nice to know that they can run block, obviously, because of last year. And even last year when we did go on a spread package, I had a lot of time. So I think even at Fort Hays camp, I had a lot of time. It's really nice to know that they're there to protect me.
Where do you feel like as a team you guys have made the biggest strides? Think about practice last year in your first postseason game to now. Where do you guys feel like you've made the biggest strides?
Say it again.
Yeah, where do you feel like you guys have improved the most from last year at the end of the year to this year now here in July?
Our mindset, just go get it, go get those wins, and just be successful.
And you're one of the only returning quarterbacks here in the league. How do you feel about you guys stacking up against some of the competition here in the AVCTL?
Oh, it's nice to know that we are coming back and just, I don't know.
And for you, kind of talk about what your message would be to Goddard fans and alumni and students. What would you tell them about this year's team?
We're coming for those wins.
Awesome. Brock, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck this year.
Thank you.